After launching hundreds of ads for jewelry brands and spending tens of thousands of dollars in Facebook ads, you don't really need to be a rocket scientist to see those patterns and find out what's working. So let's go ahead and talk about the most important key elements that every single jewelry brand needs so it could generate a 2 to 5x return on investment as we did for our clients. The first thing is when you launch an ad, either it's an image or a video, make sure that your visuals is always around your product design. So what I'm talking about is have more close-ups of images and videos with the product design itself and avoid those general pictures or with models that are far from camera, because first of all it's very difficult to see the product, and when it comes to the jewelry niche, the product itself is a way to market your brand. Sometimes you can use people in your creatives, but usually I would suggest using the persons in the user-generated content. Now, if you don't know about user-generated content, that is simply an image or a video made by one of your customers who are influencers. Even for the UGC, make sure that the person showcases the product in the first 3 seconds, putting the product very close to the camera, because that will qualify the potential customer either they would like to learn more about your product or not. And also it's very helpful for the machine learning, because when a qualified potential customer watches it, then that is going to be a signal for Facebook machine learning to show your ads to more people that have similar behaviors with the previous one. And during the video, do not make that mistake of showcasing the product only in the first 3 seconds and then forgetting about that and just talking about something else. You have to make sure that you showcase the product, I would say every single 3 seconds. In that way, you always remind the viewer about the product, about the brand, and eventually it will persuade more to click off of your ad. Because remember, I said that the design itself is a way of marketing your brand. And the third thing about creative is almost always start off with your bestseller. Now, why is that? So you have to understand that, many CEOs, many business owners, they make this mistake that they have these expectations that every digital marketer, every agency or media buyer, they are 100% responsible of generating the sales. That's not true at all. The thing is that with ads, the goal of the ad is only to attract the right customer and make them click off of your ad and then go to your website and learn more about that. I would say that the heavy lifting is doing your website. Website is meant to convert that right customer, not your ad. So when you launch an ad with your bestseller, a proven product that you know is converting and people like it, then it's much easier to accomplish the goal of the ad, which is attracting the right customer and making them click off of your ad and going to your website. A question that might come up at this topic is, Archie, what should I do if I don't know what is my bestseller? In that way, first of all, your campaigns should be focused on testing the product. It doesn't matter that you believe that your product is good enough. Your customer will always say if they like the product or not. And that's why you get the fastest reply from running an ad with a product and seeing how they respond to that specific product. When it comes to copywriting, an important thing is to convey the true value of your brand. Because when it comes to the jewelry niche, we have smaller niches within one niche. What I'm talking about is basically here we have different categories. So we have bridal jewelry or jewelry for weddings, affordable jewelry, where maybe you position your pieces as a statement piece. So as you can see, we have multiple categories here. You have to understand that the copy that you use for, let's say, a more expensive piece of jewelry will be completely different from, let's say, pieces that are at a more affordable prices. By knowing the true values of your product and then crafting a compelling ad copy that resonates with a product design, is not gonna only make your life easier as a business owner or as a digital marketer, because that ad copy can run for a long period of time if it's crafted well, because that ad copy can run for a long period of time if it's well created, but also it's gonna be easier for the Facebook machine learning to go and target your right audience. Maybe if you didn't watch the video about how to target the right audience, which I highly recommend you to do that, you'll ask, well, like, what the ad copy has to do with the targeting. So in a nutshell, the Facebook machine learning now considers more of the ad copy and creatives than your targeting options like interest and lookalikes. That's why if we talk about audiences, you have to niche down, but you have to niche down at your ad copy and not at your detailed targeting selection. Now, don't take me wrong, you can still use interest lookalikes, but to understand for Facebook machine learning, what they value more is your copy, your message, and your creative. In fact, very often using an open targeting with no detailed targeting options and a great copy and a great creative, that is the key to success. Now, if you did a great job so far and you created a good creative, you created a good message that speaks to your audience, and you have the right audience that you're targeting, and you see that your click-through rate is high, your cost per click is low, and also you're using the conversion objective, but you don't really see many conversions, that simply means that your landing page is not compelling enough. And here's a tip that will cover all the most important things when it comes to optimizing your landing page. The more expensive your jewelry are, the more value you have to put on your landing page. Meaning you have to talk about the story behind the brand, the craftsmanship, the uniqueness. All those things have to be covered on your product page. Also, it's very important to have multiple variations of images with different people, because if you think in the long run, it's gonna be very difficult to maintain that conversion rate. The more traffic you bring to your website, the harder it's gonna be for you to convert. That doesn't mean that those people are not interested in your products. It's much more difficult to convert them. On the other hand, if you have a good website, if you have images with different people, different skin colors, different age genders that can resonate with your customer, they can visualize themselves wearing that product. At that time, it's much easier to maintain the conversion rate that you had in the past. On the other hand, if you sell more affordable jewelry, let's say up to $200, then you would really not need so much persuasion on your website. It's good to have that, but usually you will observe that sales are doing very well for you. And that's simply because of your audience. You have to understand that the audience who are looking for high-ticket jewelry items, they are not as interested in discounts as people who are looking for cheap jewelry items. Now, I'm not saying that high-ticket jewelry are better because you don't need to make discounts, because either way you'll have difficulties in both niches. Because, for example, in the high-ticket jewelry category, a problem is to convert a stranger to a loyal customer. The product is more expensive and it takes more touch points to warm that cold person. However, both expensive and affordable jewelry items, they need more benefits than features, because features we have everywhere, but when it comes to benefits, it's rare to observe that. And yes, you can find benefits even for jewelry. One of that could be the comfiest pieces. Also, from many testings, I found that when you say something like a piece of jewelry that you could wear every single day, that specific statement can persuade many people and can convert very well a stranger. And that's the whole strategy for jewelry brands. Now, if you are new to my channel and you like the content that I put, make sure that you click on the subscribe button and you turn on the notification bell. Also, give me a thumbs up and comment below what kind of topic you would want to see in my next videos, and I will make sure I'll create one in my future videos. Until next time, I will see you later.